Welcome to my YouTube channel, Maths with Ease by Mr. Kamotho. And in this video, we are going to respond to a question numbered 8 in exercise 2 star under the topic Algebra 7. And we are still looking at quadratic equations and how to solve them. So the question is, solve for x. Of course, it is solve for x, whereby our x, we are given an equation 4x squared plus 40x plus 100 is equals to 0. And this one is a simple thing because we already realized that our equation is in the general format of a quadratic equation, ax squared plus bx plus c, where our a is 4, our b is 40, as you can see, and our c is 100. So the moment we want to borrow from the BAC and how we use the factors so that we can easily factorize this BAC approach now. Our B is 40 as we have seen, but our AC is 100 times 4, which is 400. I want us to pause there and look at the question again, because most of the students would go that way. But I want to say here that if we go this way, we might make our work very difficult. Why? Because the figures we are going to look for are very big figures. They are figures or numbers of big values, and we want to look for a way at least to reduce the values of these figures so that our factors can easily be realized or achieved. So if you look at the original equation, it is very, very easy to actually make it a bit simpler because we can divide every number by 4. So when we have this by 4 and by 4 and by 4, we have x squared plus 10x. 100 divided by 4 is 25 is equals to 0. And that makes everything just change because our a now is no longer 4, but our a is now 1, as you can see. Our b is no longer 40, it is 10, as you can see. And our c is no longer 100, it is actually 25. And consequently, our B and AC will also change. So our B is 10 and our AC product is 25. Now, we can agree it is now easier to work with, and that is why we to work with this small number. It is easier to work with 25 than working with 400. At the same time, it is easier to work with 10 than working with 40. And the two questions are here. Which two numbers, when we add them, they give us 10. When we multiply them, they give us 25. Which two numbers are these? Those two questions are easier than asking ourselves, which two numbers, when we add them, they give us 40, and when we multiply them, they will give us 400. So we would rather talk about 25 than 400. So the two questions can easily be answered. So we have a 5 plus a 5 and a 5 times the same 5. Not that we would not have realized the factors here, because as you can see outrightly, we have 20 plus 20, which is giving us 40, and 20 times 20, which is giving us 400. We would have easily substituted the middle term, which is 40, with 20x plus 20x. But the moment we reduce these numbers by dividing everything by 4, then we have easy and simple numbers to work with. Now that we have realized that the factors are 5 and 5, of course we know we break the middle term and substitute it with the factors that we have found. So x squared plus 5x plus 5x plus 25 is equals to 0. What is common in the first two terms? Of course, x is common in the bracket. We have x plus 5, and then this sign comes down here. Between 5x and 25, 5 is common in the bracket, x plus 5, simply because 25 divided by 5 is 5. And again, you can see that bracket is common, is similar to that. So we have x plus 5, and then the terms or the factors that are outside the bracket, they form their own bracket here, and the product continues to be 0. It goes without saying now, x plus 5 could be the one which is 0. If this is true, x is equals to negative 5, or x plus 5, which is the next bracket, could be the one which is 0. If this is true, x is also equals to negative 5. So we have two possible values of x, minus 5, minus 5, and this is what we call repeated roots. Thank you.